Good afternoon. We've got another live session right now with a very good friend of mine and e commerce business owner on Amazon and eBay. Sorry, I've got some charger issues. Ali Kerai of Stella Wholesale, who has joined me live right now, and I'm going to take him on. Just give me a second.
Yes, Mr. Kirai,
You all right, man?
good to see you.
Good to see you as well.
How are you?
You,
Why
yeah.
is it so dark and gloomy in your house today?
There you go, man. Yeah,
How's things? How's Ramadan going?
Ramadan. Honestly, I mean, well, prayers and all ibadat is one thing. We have done it like we have never done it before, to be honest. So that's the positive side of it, you know. So
Yeah,
prayer
but
and all.
it's now getting boring, right?
Uh, but it's that is the best part of it.
I mean,
Uh,
we've already spent 10 days indoors, so not bad.
yeah. Yeah, but it's like now from the business point of view, it's going well as well. But it's just that when sitting inside with the family members, you don't get to go out. That makes it kind of now it's I don't know which word to use, but not frustrating, but it's just kind of itching. So you need to do something different. You need to go and meet friends, go out, something, and you especially
Yeah.
make all the other activities that you do in
I mean,
Ramadan.
I mean, I mean, I've seen that a lot of shops and things are, I mean, not retail as such, but sort of food stores and cafes have sort of opened up. And I think in the next week or so, once the government eases their lockdown process, I think we're going to see a lot of, I mean, I saw someone sent me the Ireland
Yeah.
phase of lockdown easing, which is good. I think we'll also probably be in the same phase, I guess. But one of the things that I saw in Ireland's phases of openings is that schools opened right at the end in September, October.
September.
Oh my God, it's a really great phase of parenting that we are going
So,
through.
and the most frustrating part is, with poor kids because um, so our work, especially people who are into online business, our work has not stopped. Yeah, in fact, it has increased. Now, the fact of the matter is that you are
Would you
sitting
say would
working.
you say your work has doubled, tripled, or gone
I would say
tenfold?
unprecedented level. I have never seen that before. In my career, the kind of spike that we've been seeing. So yeah, it's not two, five, tenfold. It's just probably with some more, some less, but 30, 40%, 50%. At times. But again, now with the stock getting out now, the sales is kind of where we are constantly looking for new products that we can source locally and start
Are
selling.
you are you having a tough time sourcing products right now?
Yes, I mean products that are selling have gone out already off the shelf because we had products that were selling, so we
Can I
kept
tell
on
you
selling.
can I tell you what product to look at right now?
You okay? Tell me then.
Flour. Not flour, flour, you know, maida.
Yeah, you won't get it, man.
I swear, I
You
went to
won't get it.
Tesco's, I went to Sainsbury's, I went to the local supermarkets. Man, they've run out of flour.
All the Asian stores, especially because those are the guys who keep in stock.
Yeah,
Major stock as compared to others because
all finished.
Asians use a lot, but you won't find it. And this is not today or yesterday. I I personally have checked it like before Ramadan, probably 10, 15 days back, 20 days back when I was in Manchester. And that time I said, okay, let me get it. And even then, I couldn't find. You'll get atta, you
Yeah.
won't get maida. And that's the thing. Generally, public uses this plain flour a
Yep.
lot, and that's the thing. Few people uses the other flour. So yes, you won't find it, and it's difficult, and especially online. This is a gated community, gated category.
Because it's
So
food, right? So you
you
can't
can't
really,
sell it like that. You have to
yeah.
get the approval
And
first.
if you get the delivery guy, the bag bursts.
It comes at a risk, yes. I mean, and then people judge you as well because what customers don't understand is that you incur additional costs when you are shipping it to them, in terms
Exactly.
of packing, in terms of Amazon commission or eBay commission. So they think that, oh, this
Why
flour
is he
is
charging me so much?
yeah, exactly. This flour is selling, let's say, for £1 or £2. This bag, small bag, why are you charging me £5? The simple reason is because he first place he bought it for you, you know. Then he hired someone to pick and pack. Additional material was used to pack it. You can't just send the bag like that. It's a paper bag, it's going to
Yep,
burst.
yep,
So
exactly.
in a box or something, and any product that is of the same sort and same nature, then you have to put additional packaging and then ship it. So there's a
Exactly.
shipping cost as well. So additional cost means that price is going to go high. It's not going to be the same as you see it on supermarkets. So customer starts thinking that, oh, these guys are charging me, and they're ripping me off. But it's not the case genuinely. And of course, he has done all this hassle just to get some margin. So probably he'll make
Absolutely.
some margin as well. Yes,
Absolutely.
I mean, I do not support crazy prices hike that happened initially, when £10 went to 50, £60. No, what I'm saying is £10 will
Became 15 pounds,
definitely,
20 pounds.
exactly. It's going to
Yep,
be like that because, you're getting a facility delivered to your home. There are
exactly.
additional
It's all
costs
about it's all
associated.
about convenience. It's all about convenience.
Yes, yes.
So just to reiterate on that, obviously we are talking about products and listings today. So just to sort of recap on the previous two videos that we've done so far, where we discussed the general aspect on why should someone start their business and how should they start their business on Amazon and eBay, and what are the hardships and everything they would be facing. The second video that we did, the live session, was how to set up your account on Amazon and
Sure.
eBay, and you went through quite a detailed analogy, advice, knowledge on what are the troubleshoots that you can avoid by taking your advice of setting up these accounts on Amazon and eBay.
Sure.
So rather than me saying what we are discussing today, I would like it to hear from yourself of what you're going to take me and the viewers through in today's live session.
Sure. So today, what we intend to do is the second phase. I mean, we left in last session where we left was, opening up a company and creating an account. So that's where
Yep.
we were. So
Yep.
now, obvious logical phase is to do initial settings, and then you move on to listing a product. Now here, there are two things. Now this is the stage whereby you need to get the product for selling as well, and at the same time you need to get your listings as well. So
Yep.
it goes hand in hand. It's not something that okay, you a lot of people think that, yeah, I mean, I've opened up account now, first let me get the products. Yes, you now is the time where you get the product because you know that your accounts are open, everything is in place. Now let's find the product, and at the same time you need to list those products as well, because it happened with me. It will when I started, and it happens with a lot of people that they get the product, but then it takes them ages to list them because they don't know how to list, what to list, and that takes a longer. So the product is sitting there, which means, I mean, if you are starting small, then
It's
okay, you
just it's
don't know
just
the cost.
uh, attracting dust on it, basically. That's it.
Yes, and
Yeah.
then you would not know the cost. But I mean, let's say if you are in the business, then obviously, I mean, there's a storage cost, everything else that is you're incurring on that. So you don't want to sit on the stock. So let's get into that. But just to just to start with the listing before that, so once you've opened up an account, now there are some preliminary settings, configurations that one should look into it. Now people just they do not realize, but that's something that is very crucial and important. So and this goes for, let's start with PayPal, eBay first. When you open up an eBay account, you provide initial settings, which
Yep.
means that there's a wizard, and then you put your company details, and you put all your email addresses and notification preferences, which it takes you, step by step. That's Now what you need to look into is, if you have opened up a company and a business account on eBay, which means you've subscribed to a shop, then one thing you need to remember is, by default on eBay, there is something called business policies. Yeah. So business policies is the section where it gives you it allows you to configure three type of policies: your postage policy, your payment policy, and then your returns policy. These are
Gotcha.
the three major policies on eBay. Yeah.
Okay.
So these policies, this tab is disabled. You will not see it. And people
Okay.
then, what eBay system does is that, you have to configure every product that you're going to list. You have to configure these, your policies separately for every product, which is not
Oh, so you
efficient.
have to go through it every, like,
Every time you
if
list it.
let's say in the 7 days of the week I find 7 products and I want to list those 7 products, I have to go through configuring their listings every time.
You will have to list these products, but in every listing, then, because you have not enabled the business policies, what will happen is that eBay, every time you list a product, in that process, you will have to define, okay, my return policies is 30 days, my payment policies is, okay, this is my PayPal address where I want to collect the payment, where I want to collect the money, and then this is my shipping policy where I'm going to charge them for shipping or free of charge, whatever. But let me explain what these policies are.
Yep.
So payment policies means, all you need to do is define or specify a PayPal account where you want to collect the money. So if
Gotcha.
someone purchases, the money is going to come to your PayPal account. So what will that account be?
Okay.
So that the payment policy is all about that. You just specify, okay, this is the account where I'm going to be receiving the money.
Can I just ask you a question there? When we set up the PayPal account with eBay, for example, how long does it take for PayPal to send that money to your company account?
So PayPal usually doesn't hold the money, but with new accounts, they might. Yeah. So there are two ways. eBay also instructs PayPal to hold the money because you are a new business, so they do
Gotcha.
not know whether you're going to ship it or not. So they do not
Gotcha.
have that. You don't have that credibility. So what they do is they instruct PayPal. Their system
Okay.
instructs PayPal to hold the money. So
Okay.
the money is on hold
Okay.
for a week or so, until the eBay system detects that, okay, it's delivered, or you have put in the tracking number, which then gets notifies that it's delivered, and then
Sure.
eBay will. But usually it takes 1 or 2 weeks, and then they will instruct automatically PayPal to
And
release
then
that.
and then once that's done, then the payment sort of follows every
Yes,
time.
but
Then
once you start regularly doing it and you process some transactions, then that hold is lifted off, which means then the money comes in, and you can withdraw the money
and
into your bank account.
it comes in straight away, like
Yes,
within,
yeah,
like,
within seconds, minutes.
once
Yeah,
the guy purchases it, it comes in straight away.
yes, yeah. That's
Okay.
the difference between eBay and Amazon. That money comes straight away into your PayPal account. Yeah.
Gotcha.
Till today, in most of the cases, eBay is tied up with PayPal only. So there is no other way to collect the payment as of now. But like I said in my previous video, eBay is also introducing the payment management system, which is
Yep.
something similar to Amazon. So once it's rolled out, then probably you will not be needing
Has there been
PayPal.
any indication of them when it's going to be rolled out?
No, we received an email stating that this is something that is coming out. Keep an eye, and then they are going to. I mean, you need to show your interest, register your interest, and then based on whatever criteria eBay has, then they are going to enroll you in that,
And I'm sure
onboard you in that system.
you've already
Yeah,
registered
I've
for
shown
it.
my interest as well, because that's
Okay.
easy. Although, I mean, this means that eBay will hold your money for some time.
Got you.
But yes, but at least you don't need PayPal. So
Okay.
you can just work with eBay
And eBay will directly, as you mentioned, it will come directly into your account. There will
into
be
your bank account.
there'll be no third party or anything like that,
No,
like
no
PayPal.
third party will be. No, that's what my understanding is, and I believe that this is what it is. But we'll see. Once more details comes out.
So
So
these initial settings you were talking about for your product listings, you mentioned they're on eBay. Are they the same with Amazon?
yeah, not in terms of yes, they are. They are,
Okay,
but not in terms of all these policies. So let's finish this phase and we'll move to Amazon. So
sure.
payment policy, I said that defining the PayPal account. So there is a return policy where you just define that, okay, how many days you are willing to accept the returns. Usually it's 14 days or 30 days. Legally you're bound to offer 30 days. Distance selling laws says that up to 30 days you have to accept the return. Then you also mention who is going to pay for the return. Now, usually in eBay, you can set it up that buyer will pay for the return or seller will pay for the return, whatever you choose to.
In
But
your case, what do you do normally? Does the
by
buyer pay
default,
for?
yeah, by default, it's set to buyer pays for the return, but
Okay,
it's not. That doesn't happen always because
gotcha.
it works with eBay on case by case. When you say mostly eBay will straight away say that we as a seller have to pay for the return and buyer will just send it. Then you have to log a complaint if in case the item was perfect, delivered perfect, and then customer just wants to return it back.
Yeah.
Then you file the case and eBay will look into it and refund
And
you the refund
with
or return money.
with all your listings, do you always keep that return payment as a backup when you're doing the listing, just in case? Or no, you don't. You
The
do.
policy, it's a must. It's a compulsory.
Okay.
So you have to have for every product that you're listed, you need to have these three.
No, no. What I mean to say
Settings.
is the cost of return. Do you
Oh,
always embed it in your cost of the product, or no? That comes at a later stage if the return happens.
no, it's not like that. You have to consider that between 5 to 6% of your sales will be returned,
on a
damaged,
on a
lost,
monthly
whatever.
basis.
Whatever your sales, I mean, so you need to say monthly basis, yeah, whatever. So you need to consider that 5%. You usually would want to um, include in your product costs just to
Okay.
cater it. But that's how we do. People will have other methods as well because there's no fixed rule kind of thing. It varies based on the products that you sell as well. If you're selling fragile product, most likely this ratio will be high. If you are
Gotcha.
selling products that are kind of robust, it doesn't get damaged or those kind of things,
Fragile
then
meaning fragile meaning glass and all that kind of
yes,
stuff.
all those kind of
Robust meaning plastics,
no plastic or even metal items and all those
clothes.
that yes, clothes kind of it will not
Got
get damaged. It's just go in the letter and all. So
Gotcha.
yes, I mean those kind of things. Then sometimes they get lost. If you are sending a lot of products untracked, then it will get lost.
Do you always send your products with a tracking number or
It's
track?
both. It's mixed. Again,
Okay.
depending on product. Because
Okay.
product costing you 50p, 60p, £1, you're selling it for £6. Sending a track is going to just make it more expensive. It's not worth it. Yeah. Then unless you're making decent margin and you can easily absorb that, then that
How
yes.
much how much does the tracking cost come up to?
It depends. When you start a new account, then probably you are looking at £2.70 plus VAT. £2.50 plus
And
VAT.
these are the rates given to you by post office or the relevant
Post office is
delivery.
expensive. So post office is expensive because post office can only take up to 2 kilos.
Okay.
And then 45 centimeter, or 60 centimeter. That's the maximum. And that will be more expensive than 250
I'm
because
sure I'm sure I'm sure we will come to who to use as your delivery agent
yeah,
next
yeah,
live session.
yeah,
So
yes.
coming back to today's live session in terms of how to choose the right product and how to create the right listing for it. If you can just start with that of
Okay.
what do you experience yourself when you are coming to choose the right product and list it the right way? What do you
Yeah.
do?
So I mean, you need to keep an eye on what is going around you. one thing. Yeah,
Sorry,
when you
before we carry on, you were mentioning those initial policies for eBay. Um,
yeah
and I think are we done with that subject or?
no we I mean so okay so let me quickly finish that off because this is something that people wouldn't know and they will only get to know after I don't know. So I'm going to say that these three policies are compulsory. They are not enabled. So you need to call eBay, the support team, and say that you need, because you have subscribed to a shop, you need to get them enabled. So they will enable it for you. Then you will see these policies. Now these
Okay.
policies are easy because once you see these business policies, you define it once and it gets applied to every listing, which
Gotcha.
means then you have to only define it once, that's it, and then it gets applied. That's the good part of it. So you need to have that, get that enabled. Plus eBay also restricts you. I said last time as well that they only allow you to sell so much. Then you every month you need to, usually it's 20th of every month, but you need to go to them and tell them, look, okay, I have sold this much, this is my performance, now increase my limit, and you have to do it on monthly basis. So that's on the eBay part. And of course you'll have to have a PayPal account. We said it last session that get the PayPal account, start with personal, and then convert it to the business. You don't have to have business account from the starting.
Yep.
Coming to Amazon, same thing. When you open up an Amazon account, first thing you will do is, although you have given the bank details during the registration visit, but first thing you need to do is go into the settings and can assign your bank account to all your sales marketplaces, which means you have to have your deposit method, which means where the money is going to come, and then charge method. This is how Amazon calls it. Charge method means what is that method that Amazon will be charging you for their monthly
Commission.
subscription fees. Yeah,
Subscription. Okay.
commission they deduct from the
From the
revenue that
payment.
you get. Yes.
Yeah.
So for that, and they should be different. So for charge method, usually it's a debit card or credit card. Yeah. So you
Gotcha.
need to assign that, and you need to assign it to every marketplace. Same thing goes for your deposit method, where the money is going to come in. So you put your bank account sort code and all those details, and then you assign it to. So if you're selling it in Europe, you need to assign this bank account to all four marketplaces. So in UK as well as all your European marketplaces, so
Gotcha.
that no matter where you are selling it, your money comes into the same account.
And when you sell on Amazon or eBay, for example, on either of the e-commerce platforms, is it easier to sell abroad than the UK?
Now it is getting
Or
difficult.
or do you need a license for that or something? I mean,
License, I mean, now until this year end, we are still part of the EU. We don't know, I mean, what is going to happen from next year onwards, but they've made it anyways difficult for France and Germany, whereby by law you need to have a VAT registered, otherwise you can't sell it, which means additional costs. So there are accountants who are
I mean,
charged
you mean your business in the UK should be VAT registered?
in Germany and in France.
Ah,
So until last year, before last year, we were just selling it from UK without any VAT requirements, which then was easier for us because we didn't have to submit and we didn't have to maintain the VAT in those individual countries. Now with this requirement from the German government and the French government, uh, you need to have VAT. Although even though by law they say that like UK, there is I think 35K or something per.
mm,
Uh,
mm.
if you cross that, then only you're required to register VAT. But um, you can read it, on the government website. But Amazon forces that you have to register, which means then you have to register. So
And is the same restriction with eBay also, or no?
not yet, no.
Okay.
eBay, I don't think so. They have opened up for. I mean, we don't sell. The good thing with eBay is there is something what they call it as global shipping program, which means that you do not ship it directly to Europe. You,
Ship
uh,
it to
if,
eBay's
yeah, eBay.
depot.
Yes, exactly. eBay is center, and then they will ship it for you. So
Gotcha.
you are not selling it on those European eBay sites. You are selling it in UK site. People purchase it from here. no matter where they are, and eBay will ship it for you. So eBay will charge
But
you. So
that's a good convenience,
oh,
I guess, for the seller, right? So
yeah,
why doesn't Amazon do the same thing?
Amazon has the FBA. This is what
Okay.
they do, fulfillment by Amazon, and that's what it is. But because in FBA we are coming to that, you keep your products in those countries or closer to your sales, your audience or your customers, then
Okay.
the products are in EU, which means then you have to have the VAT, and which makes it more expensive because then you pay VAT, you have to have an accountant, and they charge you like anything. So you need to have that much sales in order to get it. We do not have that many sales or kind of product, so we just don't uh, sell it. We have stopped selling it in Germany and France until we sort this out, probably. But for time being, we have
Gotcha.
stopped. And a lot of sellers have done it like we have done. We are focusing on UK only. So
Okay.
you have to, you have to assign it, but still you have to assign it, yeah, your bank details to these marketplaces. Then second thing, what you need to do is your shipping settings. So in the settings, you go to shipping, and you have to define the shipping settings. Usually people leave it like that, and by default there are already charges. So some policies are defined by Amazon. You need to see what your strategy is. People, online people, they love to see free deliveries. I would suggest, show the free deliveries, send things to UK mainland at least free, but what the shipping costs, you embed it into the product, because obviously you're not going to pay from your pocket. Yeah. So what
But
people,
isn't that sort of contradicting free delivery and then charging the customer for the shipping cost? Isn't it the same?
look,
Isn't the shipping the delivery also?
it's how you put it. Okay. So it's not about contradiction, but at the end of the day, look, somebody has to pay, right?
Yep.
Even if you are paying it, where are you paying it from? You're going to pay it from your
So
margins, right?
you're just putting free delivery as a sort of a,
As an attraction to your customers,
but you're actually charging the customer for it.
every single seller will have to. How we do not get
So
free delivery.
there is no free delivery.
There is
It's
never a free delivery. Yeah,
okay.
it's just how you present it to your customers.
So
So
this is an advantage that someone should have when they're listing. They should always
yes,
they should always write free delivery for it, but obviously charge the customer for the delivery. It's like would you say
psychology.
it's psychology? It's a human psychology that they're seeing free delivery, but of course they're paying for it.
Yeah, and the same is valid for eBay as well. You can define, whether you're going to charge your customer, show it as a separate, or you going to, show it as separate, or you're going to include it and say that this is free. Now, what effectively you are doing is, there's a difference. What effectively you're doing it is, you are when you're offering free delivery, you are increasing your margins so
Gotcha.
that you can cover this cost.
Okay.
When you are not offering free delivery, then you're reducing your margin, and then you're charging delivery separate.
Okay.
Because remember one thing, that in online world, the prices are derived by the sellers. Yeah. So when you are selling, let's say a broom, yeah, you are selling, or a brush, you are selling. Now, if you are selling that brush for 20 quid, yeah, and if I am selling that brush for 10 quid, then more on eBay, especially, I mean, people, there are features available for the customers where they can sort this by price, cheapest top, and all. On
Bestseller, all
that
that
best
kind of
sellers.
stuff. Yep. Yep.
So most likely you will not generate that many sales. Yes, there
Gotcha.
will be some people who will think that he's selling for 20 quid, maybe it's a different product, and let me try it out. But if they find out that it's the same product, then most likely you are looking for a return, right? Whatever reason they'll give you, but they'll return it. So if you're selling like for like, then it's driven by the market. It's driven by the sellers. Yeah. If others are selling it, you'll have to say maintain
So
that level.
if someone is selling it for £10 means that you have to sell it for £10 as well.
More or less somewhere in that range. Maybe even if you're selling for £12, it will work. Yeah.
Okay.
But if you start selling the same product like for 20 quid, and you are not adding value, that's important. Yes, I can add a value, maybe, package it something different, or, offer some additional services on the product. I don't know
Maybe,
what kind of
maybe,
product,
maybe,
but
maybe you can do a video of the product and put it there. I mean, is that
yeah,
adding
something
value
to
also?
that also is adding a value, maybe assembly video. But bear in mind that, people will quickly take that video and start putting it, because, it's, again, it's
People,
not copyrighted. Yeah.
people can, but then there are features like you can put your logo on it, right? So you can't.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say, that
Yeah,
watermark it, so
yeah,
that you
yeah.
have it. And video, you cannot just upload on Amazon like that. Okay, that's
Okay.
one thing. You need to have your brand first thing with Amazon, and then secondly, you need to be a vendor in order to upload your video. You cannot just, as a seller, you cannot just upload a video. But what you can do is, link it, put it on YouTube, and then send it in the message whenever somebody says, we do it, so upload the video on the YouTube channel, and then, link it there, which then it's easier. But otherwise, it's not just straightforward that not everyone can upload the video. We'll come to that
Gotcha.
when we come to, those settings. But
Um,
so
so
you
now
define.
let's talk about the subject that we were talking. I mean, how
Yeah.
should one find the right product?
Yes.
What is the research that they have to go through in terms of finding the right product? And then let's say, because we obviously Instagram gives us an hour's worth of live session, we can obviously come back to it. But let's give 15 minutes to possibly finding the right product, and then another 15 to creating the right listing for it.
So now coming to the product. Now, what I would say is, look, I mean, if you are starting, now again, it depends on the category that you are interested in. Yeah. So I will give an example whereby we sell in home, general household, and those kind of products, safe. What we do is we look at, first of all, what is happening, what your surroundings. Keep an eye, what is going on around you. So, for instance, I'll give you an example. These days, lockdown, people have nothing to do, yeah, outside. So they are staying home. There is no takeaway. I mean, few takeaways, but you're not, restaurant dining is all gone, which means people are cooking at home. Every products that are used, in utensils that are used for baking, cooking, they are hot cake right now. You most likely you won't even find it now.
Yeah,
Stocks have gone.
yeah,
But yes, I mean, you look at your house or everyone else's house, around you and your friends, they are cooking every day,
yeah.
because now there's no outside,
Especially,
no
yep,
takeaway. So at home, people need to pass your time. So cooking product, baking items, yeah. All the other utensils that are related to cooking.
yep.
Okay, then we don't have anything else to do, so we take on those projects that are pending for years or months. Okay, nothing
Cleaning,
to do.
painting,
Exactly,
refurbishing the
DIY kind of
house,
stuff, right?
DIY. Yep, yep.
Those kind of
The
products,
weather
right?
is good, gardening products.
Yes. So
Yep.
exactly, gardening. It's a summer. It's gardening time. And most of the cases, people were too busy, they were working. Now that they are doing work from home, they need to kill the time, pass the
Like
time. So what to do?
I've seen so many people on Instagram, for example, going overboard with setting up their offices in their house.
Yeah.
Like buying the right desk, buying
Yes.
the right shelving unit, buying the
Exactly.
right bookcases, all that kind of stuff. I mean, people are actually going overboard with setting up their home offices. So, I mean, it's great that you're coming out with these things. So, go ahead
Yeah,
with
that's true, because so these, then yes, work from home. So this is another thing. People before, prior to COVID, we didn't have those kind of facilities. Or one thing is because our houses are small in general, right? So people do not keep these facilities, because we don't need to. I mean, everyone, usually people who are 9 to 5 in office, they don't work from home. Then those kind of people, they didn't need to.
And I
So
mean,
maybe,
times are busy. Like people work in offices, so they don't need a home
yes,
office.
yes, exactly.
Where they would get a gardener to do their gardening, now they're
Now
doing it.
it's not.
Now they're
Exactly.
doing it
Cleaning,
themselves,
the same thing. So
cleaning them.
cleaners used to come, now
Yep,
they're not coming. So we have to
yep,
do it. So we need
yep,
those supplies, tools, utensils, everything. Yeah.
yep.
Same ways, kids are at home. People,
Books, color
younger kids,
pencils.
exactly. So
Yep,
then you need to keep them busy as well. So what do you need? You need those kind of markers, pen, pencil, those. So stationery, yeah, and the stationery for offices as well now. So people need to have print those pages,
Staplers,
all these associated. So
pens. Yep, yep, yep.
so what I'm saying is, what is going around us, we need to keep an eye, and then based on that, it's very easy then to
So
choose
you
the
mean
product.
that people should choose their products according to the market trend,
Trend, demand, yes.
demand? Like for example, obviously you're talking about lockdown right now, and like you've shed light on the right products that people should use, or should sell on Amazon and eBay. Like the same could go with Christmas time, I guess.
I was going to say that, yes. I mean, in a normal scenario, it's the same thing, but you
Yep,
see what events are coming. But another thing is, like, gyms are closed now. You can't do cycling is there, but not still people are scared. They're not going out for cycling as well.
yep, yep, yep.
Cycling, although this is the season, people do, yeah,
The
but
summer, the
it has
summertime. Yep,
reduced, yeah.
yep, yep.
So instead, home gym kind of equipment, all the weights, small weights and all, their demand was their demand is rocket high,
The
because people are doing the
the I
gym at
mean
home.
treadmills and home
Not
bicycle.
don't even go to that high, because treadmill and all, yes, but then there's a heavy investment on that. Treadmill is
Gotcha.
not going to be
Yep,
cheap.
yep, yep.
But what I mean to say is small, those vinyl gym, dumbbells,
Yep.
hula hoops.
Even for example, the mat, the gym mat.
Yeah, yeah, gym mats,
I
your
mean,
homes.
the
Yes,
amount of videos, Instagram stories I've seen of people using those gym mats and doing all sorts of exercises on it. I mean, I
because
think
that's what I mean, and people are doing online. So the famous this PT guy, what's it, John,
Joe,
Jim,
Joe,
Joe,
Joe.
Joe. Yeah,
Yep,
I mean, he's doing it amazing. What he's doing is amazing, and he's the over probably now million people, with him every day. But look what he does. All you need for that is an EVA foam,
yep.
maybe at your home.
And a
So,
few
so
dumbbells.
yes.
Maybe that big ball that he uses also, just the
That's
gym
what.
ball.
So
Yep.
these kind of stuff people are now buying more. Prior, people used to go to gym and all. Now they're doing it at home. So so that's also another thing, you know. Uh, so projects, hobbies, close this button. Um, Projects, hobbies, these kind of activities, they have gone high. Now, this is COVID. Now let's think about, if we are in a normal situation, then what we do? Then look at, the season. Now, I personally do not work on seasonal items, because then for me, they are riskier in the sense that if I am working with a limited capital, then seasonal items buying in bulk makes it difficult. If you're not able to shift the stock within the season,
Yep.
then you have to
Yep. Yeah.
sit on
You
there
have to
until
for a
next
year,
year.
and then you have to, and possibly
Exactly.
that might be out of date by then.
You don't know. So
Yep.
what usually I work with in bulk is the items that goes throughout the year. That's where I go in bulk. And
Okay.
then for seasonal items, I tend to source locally, so that small quantities,
So from
you
your
sell it, you buy it
portfolio,
quick.
would you say like the yearly items would be like something like 80%, 70%, and then the
60,
seasonal item
70%,
and
yes.
the seasonal
Yeah.
items would be like 30, 40% of your portfolio, so that you
Seasonal
can
items.
shift it very
Exactly.
easily, basically.
Yeah.
Okay, gotcha.
And mostly these items are sourced locally. So now summers are coming. Think about it. Our homes are designed for winters mostly, because that's the kind of weather we have. They're not designed for summers. Now, in recent few years, we have seen that the summers are very um,
Hot.
hot. Yeah. So fans, air coolers,
ACs. Yep.
ACs, yeah, portable ACs. These
Yep.
kind of people sell it, and they sell like anything. Yeah.
Have you
The
have you
moment
have you
temperature.
have you sold them in your career? Have
Yes,
you?
we have sold them. Yes, I mean, but not heavily, because we didn't have, because these consume space, so we didn't have that kind of space. But now we have, so we are getting more into these seasonal items,
Okay,
and then
fine.
sourcing it locally as well.
Okay.
Again, the challenge with sourcing it locally is, usually if you go for 100 products, the volume is high, the turnover is high, sales margin is very low. But that's fine, because you're going to shift it quickly. Yeah.
You're going
So
to
you
shift it quickly, and obviously, like you mentioned the other time, that Amazon will see you shifting these products, or eBay will see you shifting these products. So your ranking will, does that affect your
credibility
ranking?
will increase. Yeah.
Exactly. So it's always good to have, you would advise someone that it's always good to have these items on their portfolio, that to increase the not just to make money, but to increase your credibility. Like you're running your shop, right? And you want your shop to be the shop that people come to. So
Yeah.
it's good to have these products. I mean,
Mix, yes, it's
yeah,
good to have, but like I mentioned, and I always say that look, when getting into the branded products, be aware, don't just jump into branded products. It makes your life miserable, as a seller. Amazon is not going to go easy on you. Yeah. Because they do not trust new sellers selling branded items. So there are
gotcha.
tens of things they're going to check before they allow you, or even if they allow you, listings gets closed, even accounts get closed. Because unless you have got proper invoices from genuine authorized
Wholesalers,
distributors,
distributors.
wholesalers. So
Yep,
that is key. You can't just go and buy HP printer, let's say, or I don't know those, what is that? Those
camera,
fans.
webcam.
No, no, the fan, with the bladeless fans. What is that
I
company?
Dyson.
Dyson's. Yeah. So
Yep,
Dyson, let's say you start. Dyson is amazing product. It's going to sell, but you just can't go to Tesco and buy Dyson and start selling it, because Amazon will not accept the sales receipt. First thing I said
yep,
previously as well,
yep, yep.
and then you are risking your account. It's not worth it, man. So I would suggest
So
you'll
how
have
would
to get
how would someone go about selling a Dyson product, for example?
the best way is find who the wholesalers are, stockists are,
Okay,
distributors are.
okay,
Google it, you will find it. Right.
okay,
Go to Dyson, say who their wholesalers are. Now with these products, the other challenge is that usually these big brands, big companies, they do not like these small sellers selling their products online. So a lot of times they will refuse. If you are an online seller, they will refuse to give you the product.
got you.
Right.
Okay,
Because they said, because they're worried that we kill the price.
yep,
Right. So they don't like it, or most of the times they're selling it directly to Amazon. So Amazon is competing. Wherever you've got Amazon, try to avoid that product, because Amazon is going to sell so low.
that it will
They
kill you.
they have less, because
I
all
mean, they
those.
could. I mean, if that fan of Dyson is like, let's say, £100, and you think that you can, if Amazon has got it listed at £100, you think you can beat Amazon and put it at, let's say, £95.
You
Do you think
cannot.
that Amazon can tomorrow turn around and put it down at 45, for example, just to kill you, just to get you out of the market, basically? Would would
They
would they
will
do?
they will come down. Yeah, they will definitely. But trust me, I mean, if they're selling it at £100, probably your cost will be £80.
Yep.
So you will not be able to sell it anyways. Just think about this. So Amazon, when they are selling it directly, for them, the commissions or referral fees, this is inter-department costs. So
Okay.
they get it on the books, but probably it's way cheaper than what they charge us, 15% plus VAT, or if you're VAT account, 15%. They
Gotcha.
save it on that. They shift millions of parcels on daily basis, which means the kind of shipping prices that they get, you cannot beat them, right? So maybe, I don't know, they've got now their own workers, so it's their own logistics network, so they're cheaper. Now if I try to compete it, the minimum I'm going to get is £2, let's say, or 190, 180,
Gotcha.
okay, 150, let's say. You cannot go below that, because no network provider, I mean courier, is going to support you below that. Or you will have to have massive volume, maybe, I don't know, trucks and trucks, you're sending it daily basis,
But
whereas
even that,
Amazon is doing it. So
exactly.
these couriers are after Amazon to give them their business, so you cannot beat Amazon on shipping. Packaging, Amazon is, everything is branded, and they are manufacturing. Probably there are factories who are just fulfilling Amazon orders on daily basis, so you cannot beat Amazon on packaging.
Yep.
they have automated processes, much cheaper. Yeah, we need to have labor, storage wise. So you count all these, and their cost is so fractional of what we incur that when Amazon is selling, it's almost difficult to
I
compete
mean,
with them.
just as because I deal with properties, and um, I have an idea of it, that if, let's say, you had Amazon as your tenant, you're loving it. You're loving it because
Yeah, of course.
Amazon is one of those companies that we've seen in the lockdown has not gone down. It's only gone up.
They've just increased,
Increase their portfolio, increase their revenue,
multifold.
exactly.
Exactly.
So, I mean, Amazon can beat you any which way that you may think of beating Amazon.
But
You
yeah,
cannot compete with such a big
exactly.
yeah.
Yeah. So this is what Amazon also suggests, that look, I mean, to vendors and suppliers, Amazon says the same, that look, I mean, if you are supplying it to us, you don't compete with us. Yeah, let us
Work with
sell it.
us.
Yes, work with us. You supply us, we will give you the demand, and they can generate that. They can promote, they will sponsor it, and they can generate the demand. But then they prefer that you do not go and sell the same product and compete with Amazon, because then it affects their profitability, and then they are not interested in buying. So all these big brands and all, you'll see, you just type big brand, type HP, yeah, type all the printers or whatever comes, laptops, you will see in most of the cases Amazon will be selling.
They are all going to Amazon directly.
So
Yeah.
it's more, then people prefer to buy it from Amazon compared to you. Then even if you are able to compete with Amazon, that will kill your margin almost. It will bring it down to minimal. Even if in some products you source it. So, and here we are focusing on starting up the business. So definitely when you're starting up a new business, you are in no way equipped to compete with, forget about Amazon, even the big sellers, the giants who are
Yep.
selling it, you are not equipped to compete with them because they are buying in bulk.
Yep.
So forget, find out, and there are millions and millions of products out there, right? Just find out unbranded products that goes well, or even brands that are not multinational recognized brands. So for instance, there are a lot of other brands, say, iFilament, maybe even Daewoo, and there are suppliers for these kind of brands locally who will happily give it to you, the products, as a new seller. You need to have companies. So, so the advantage is that you buy locally, and
Yep.
most importantly, look, I mean, trust me. I'll give you an example now, and there is enough for everyone, but everyone else does it. Look at big brands, big stores. So, for instance, I mentioned it before as well. Home Bargains, B&M, B&Q, right? Now, then there are EFG Warehouse. Right? There is, say, PMS International. These are all big wholesalers.
Okay.
Poundline, all these big wholesale, where they've got thousands and thousands or million square feet of stores.
Gotcha.
They've got hundreds of thousands of products, yeah, in their stock. All you need to do as a seller is go check their website, or check their stores if they're nearby you. Now
Yep.
think about it. B&M is not everywhere, right?
Yep.
Your buyers are all across UK. In
Yep.
my town, I don't have B&M, which
In you
means I don't.
where you're living right
Where
now.
I am living, I don't have B&M.
Okay.
I don't have Pound, the Pound line shop.
Poundland shop. Yep.
Yeah. I do not have Home Bargain. Right. Now I do not have B&Q. Okay. Now these are not near me. If I have to go for these
You have to
stores,
drive like
then
5 miles,
probably
10 miles.
exactly 10, 15
Okay.
miles, 5 miles, 7 miles, somewhere.
Okay.
Now I would rather 7, 8 miles go to, if I see the product on B&Q and I know that it will be delivered and there is an extra charge, I am more than happy to pay. Sometimes I wouldn't even know what the actual price is in the B&Q.
Yep.
I'll buy it.
Yep.
Imagine people, especially up north or small towns, villages, who still need these products, and they can't go, people do not have facilities. A lot of people don't drive. So, they can't go, so they don't have the going in public transport and bringing it. It's a lot of hassle time, and then people are busy as well, so they would rather pay you extra. They're willing to pay 10, 20 pounds, 10 pounds, 15 pounds extra and get that product.
Gotcha.
So look at these products. They are good products. Then pound line, people are making money on those because everything that you find in that
And
pound line
Poundland is a pound.
it's a pound, right? But you can easily sell and don't get into food and all, but all the other accessories, they will be easily sold for £4, £5. Yeah. Which means you take out Amazon commission on £5, 15% is what? 60, 70p.
Yep.
Then you minus, your shipping costs. It will be cheap products. So you'll send it via Royal Mail.
Yep.
Say 150 or £2, for a packet. If it is letter, it's even less than a pound.
Yep. Yep.
And your cost is £1. So you're still going to make £1, 80p, £1, right? Now you compare it. The ROI is £1 on a £1 item, 100%.
100%.
That's the ROI. Yeah, net. But these are small, cheap items. Yeah. So obviously you
But
need
you would
to
have to sell them. You would have to sell
exactly.
them like you have to sell
In
1,000
hundreds.
items to make £1,000.
Decent, exactly.
Yeah.
But what I'm saying is you need to have a mix. So get these small items. They are good. They are cheap. Investment is low, and maybe it's not going to consume a lot of space. That's one thing. Second is, all these big stores, they've got slightly more expensive items as well.
Yep.
You don't, and let's say if you're lucky enough, you've got these stores nearby. You just look what is there. A lot of this is again a business model people do. They list the item, they don't even buy it. Right? B&Q is near you. Go check what are the products. See, you scan it. Especially branded products. You're going to, or branded products, or B&Q products. You will find it through barcode or name. You're going to find it. You're going to find it online easily. See how they are selling, and if you think that you are making margin on that, list it, and then you can always go when the order comes in and buy it and ship it straight away. It's cheap. People do it. This is their model as well. But as a business, I would say to start with, this is a good thing. At least it'll give you an idea how the business is, how the orders are, what kind of products are going, and then you can build up upon that, and then you start stocking.
And then you can possibly use that model year on year, right?
Of course,
because you've learned it from experience. And let's say you go with the seasonal products and you go with the best-selling products of yours. You mix the two together, and let's say once you master that technique, then you can just keep it year on year, right?
Absolutely,
you don't need
your portfolio.
Exactly. You build your portfolio smaller and smaller, but then once you've gone in with that technique, it doesn't make sense to change that. You wouldn't just go out and change yourself to a seasonal product completely. Or a best-selling product completely. You
add on, you keep on adding those, and then what changes is that once the time goes by and you learn and you know that these are products that are going fast, you start stocking it. Then it makes it easier, and then you find other suppliers for the same product, because obviously B&Q is sourcing from somewhere, right?
Yep.
You just look into who the suppliers are.
You beat B&Q on that, and you get their supplier to supply to you also.
Exactly. It's easy, and you'll find the information. You go to the wholesalers and you source the product from the wholesalers or the suppliers. Same way, all these other stores I've given the name,
B&M, Home Bargain.
They've got their own brands and they've got their own stock. Yeah. So these companies have got their own portfolio. You start using these companies, register your company with them, and start buying in small units.
We've got a question here, and we are running out of time. I know we are supposed to be doing the listing thing as well, but I think we can do it on another session. Sure. So let's take this question here and let's finish up on this. How do you find the best-selling products? How do you market research?
There are a few ways.
I think the first thing would be, how do you market research?
Yeah, so the easiest and best way is you go on the Amazon, whatever category you want to, select that category, and then amazon.co.uk, you can choose, best selling. There's an option there. You choose, and it will list on all the best sellers. Yeah, based on the
Products and the sellers, or just the products?
no, the products. You'll list down.
Okay.
Then you click
Okay.
on the product. You'll see who
Who is
else is
selling
selling
that
it.
product?
Yeah.
Got you.
But what I'm saying is this is the most easiest way. You know, you see the category and then you'll see that it list down all their best sellers. That's one part. Then
Got you.
I previously also mentioned there are a lot of tools. You know, so market research tools. If you search on Amazon, there is Helium. There's one product that does the market research. Jungle Scout is another product that does the market. It'll go a level about beyond, which means it will not only tell you what the best sellers are, it will also tell you monthly sales of the product, how many units are sold of this product per month on daily basis, what is the potential revenue of this product you can get from this. So instance, I mean, you search for a broom, it will tell you that okay, this brand broom, I mean, there are ways to do it, but it'll tell you okay, this broom, this particular broom is selling 1,000 units a month, average selling price is £10, and you know you are making whatever a month. This is the revenue that this listing is generating from this product. Yeah. Now that doesn't mean it's not always 100% accurate, but it gives you an idea that what kind of sales are generated from this product, what kind of units are consumed, what is the demand for this
Got
product.
you.
So you can, even if it is not accurate, even if it is 60-70% accurate, then it's there. I mean, usually it is like it's under rather than over. So you know, say if it says 1,000 units a month, probably it'll be 1,200, 1,300 units. Yeah, and
Got
it
you. But it will
varies,
give
but
you,
at
but
least
it
it
will
gives
give
you an
you
idea.
absolutely.
It gives you,
Absolutely.
and
So
then
it's
there are
always best to
companies.
use Amazon and the other softwares that you mentioned
These
to
research
do the
tools,
market research, because they've already done that. And
yes,
for you to take your time out and do that is not going to make sense. Just go onto Amazon, type in the best selling products, and then go from there. And then from
you
there
start from there.
you can find the sellers, and then from the sellers you can find the distributors.
Yes. Say for instance, Jungle Scout, you know, it can even, for a lot of products, it can tell you who the wholesalers are, you know, in that
Got you.
database. But then, of course, I mean, it's going to cost you like £450 a month for that kind of, £450 a year, and then £150 for that extension. So something for 500 quid, you're going to
So
spend it upfront
so
for
let's
an
say
annual
600 pounds
subscription.
to get that annual subscription for Jungle
Annual
Scout.
subscription. So now imagine, I mean, as a new business, do you want to do that? Okay, fair enough, you do it, because if you spread over the year and then the benefits you're going to reap, it's nothing. It's a good product. But what I'm saying is sometimes people are, you know,
They're asking for the software's name, so I'll
Jungle
just type
Scout,
it. I'll just type it for
JUNGL,
you. Scout.
so Jungle Scout,
I've typed it.
JUNOUT. Jungle Scout is one that a lot of people use. It's very popular. And then there is Helium as well. Helium, I think 9 or something.
Helium, you mean the gas,
Yeah, the
right?
gas level. The same software is their market research software. And just go and Google it, you know. So product research, Amazon product research software, and you will find yes, Helium product research software. Yeah. So
Super.
there are tools, yeah. But I find sometimes, you know, the category just do Amazon gives you list down all the best selling products.
Super. But that's an amazing insight, and thank you so much for all the advice that you've given. Is there too much competition on Amazon, or is it possible to compete? I mean,
It
I
is.
would take that question right now, but we only have a minute and 27, and I know we've got stuff to do on a Sunday. But HY29, get in direct contact with Ali K. of Stella Wholesale. Put your questions to him, follow him, and I'm sure he will be able to help you out and
Definitely.
advise you on it. Next Sunday, we'll have another session with Ali K. Discussing how to list your product. Obviously, we've gone through today of how to choose the right product, how to research the right product, who to contact for the right product. But now the main thing is listing, and then we'll go on to other sessions where we'll be discussing other features of how to go about managing your e-commerce business. But thank you so much for joining me today. It's been a pleasure. I mean, we've had 3 amazing live sessions, and each of these live sessions, I must say, for me, has been eye openers in terms of gaining knowledge. If someone came up to me and asked me about how to sell it, rather than me telling them, okay, go to Ali Kirai. Obviously, I'll say go to Ali Kirai and get your advice. But at least at the first sort, I can advise them and speak to them about it. But thank you so much for coming on. Enjoy the rest of your Sunday, and I hope you've made some good food for iftar today.
No, we have not started thinking about that.